It's Sunday. I have exactly 32 hours with that, the Audi Q7 2-liter TFSI quattro. Can you in fact review a car properly in 32 hours? Probably not. But then, are you as an audience likely to listen to my opinion and buy a car this expensive? Probably not. But then, existential ponderings and contempt for an audience is my jam. In the meantime, let's get to the car. This Q7 is Audi's biggest petrol SUV. It's seat 7 and it's been the mainstay of Bollywood stars such as Bipasha Basu for a number of years. Don't know who Bipasha Basu is? Oh, you must be the generation that thinks welcome back to my channel is a valid career choice. Petrol is at its highest rate in 4 years right now, and while I did get a full tank of gas with the Q7, 50 रुपए का चीज़ डोसा तो बनता है. If you have very poor taste in food or live in Pune, it's important to know that the best street dosa in Bombay is available there. It's next to Cannon Pav Bhaji, opposite VT station. It's called South Corner. It's very hard to look at right now because of all the metro work going on. You need to get through a small gully and it's very hot and it's very crowded. But I promise you, it's the best dosa you're going to eat on the street. Or maybe ever. So who's the Q7 for? Well, large families, large ego, or just large, and you don't like the clatter of a diesel engine, the petrol Q7 is the one to get. The Q7 petrol range starts at 71 lakh rupees, and the one we're driving is fully loaded. You've got the panoramic sunroof, you've got a powered third row of seats, you've got a powered tailgate, you've got the retractable MMI screen, of course the virtual cockpit that lots of Audis have these days with a little touchpad in the center console. You've got a wireless charging pad under the center console. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Of course, you've got the TFSI motor and the quattro system that Audi is well known for. There's also a Bose music system with several hundred speakers, and the driver and passenger seat up front are powered, with the driver one having a memory function. Now, the third row of seats, even in an SUV this large, is seldom very useful, but folded down, the third and second row liberates about north of 1600 liters of cargo room, which is really good, and it certainly suits me with my 2 golden retriever rule. I think this one will probably take 3 or 4. I don't know. I've been told that my taking dogs in cars is not working out very well for the people who get the car after me. So I'm going to avoid it this time. Also only 32 hours. So you've got the powered front seats. You've got powered flip for the third row of seats. But the second row of seats, while they are flexible, you get the 40-20-40 split. So 3-way split. It's unnecessarily fiddly to manipulate. All of them kind of slide fore and aft, which is good, but that's manual. Flipping them down is a bit of a chore, and certainly tumbling in them is also a chore because there's a bit of a handle at the back which you've got to push and then lift up and then tug at. It's not a comfortable experience, and it sort of takes away from the whole luxurious feel where everything is a touch of a button away. But it's there. I tried it yesterday because kids love to sit in the third row, so that's possible. You can flip both these on either side and tumble them so that it's easy access from both sides if you would want to do that. Of course, since they slide, you can also liberate a little bit of leg room at the back. So it's there, it's practical. It's just that having this part of the car being manual when everything else is automatic is a little bit of a downer. So how does it drive? Well, for the limited time that I've been driving it, it's really nice. It's very smooth. It's a petrol motor, of course, 4-cylinder, 2-liter turbo petrol, and it's extremely refined, very quiet. I've been driving quite a few diesel SUVs in the recent past, and diesel SUVs have come a long way with the level of refinement and NVH. You can barely hear them inside the cabin and outside. But there's always that little diesel clatter, and for some reason, despite the fact that we really like the efficiency and the grunt of diesel motors, for some reason people prefer the smoothness and quietness of petrol over diesel, at least some people. this will appeal to them greatly because it's a very, very smooth, silky, refined experience. Combined with the 8-speed torque converter automatic that this car comes with, Progress is really, really luxurious. It does not have that meaty grunt that you typically feel with a diesel motor, but then it's much zingier. It will rev more, although I don't think you're going to be doing any spirited driving in this. This is more of a relaxed family oligarch sort of vehicle. It has all the accoutrement. It's got the luxurious features that you'd expect, and of course it has the space. This is a nice spacious car. I can't imagine anybody complaining about shoulder room, headroom, things like that. Height adjustable seats, of course, so you don't have that issue. Suspension, of course, is really nice, as you'd expect in a car of this class. It is pneumatic, and you have driving mode, so you've got an individual mode which you can tailor. You've got dynamic mode, which makes it a little bit stiffer. You've got comfort mode, which is all floaty boaty. I like to put it in individual mode where I can keep it slightly floaty boaty, or in auto mode and leave everything else in dynamic, because I like that immediacy of the engine, throttle response, and the gear shifts, whereas I like the more relaxed sort of environment that the car has with the slightly softer suspension. So that's good. Also, I'm very happy with the tire choice. I think they've given us some reasonable sidewall sizes. The tires have a reasonable height. They're not those glorified rubber bands that you got a few years ago in some other German cars I could mention. It's very comfortable. The ride is nice. Of course, this is a European car. This is a VW Group car, so they've got that distinct level of crashiness that reduces as you go up in price. It's there, but it's acceptable. Comfortable ride. People in the car today were off to sleep in a jiffy. Good stuff. The Bose music system, of course, is very nice if you like Bose music systems. I also like the fact that there is Apple CarPlay. I don't have an Android phone right now, so I wasn't able to connect that. There are 2 USB ports below the center console. Nice center console with the height adjustable armrest. So there are 2 USB ports there. I connected my Apple iPhone to one of them, and Apple CarPlay showed up. It didn't show up yesterday, it did show up today. So I'm still not so happy with the way these things are integrated right now with cars. Some work very well, some don't work all that well. I do like the fact that Apple CarPlay seems to have support for new and upcoming apps as well. So Amazon Prime Music just became available in India, and I see that the screen in front of me actually does have the Amazon Music app, as well as Anchor, which is a podcasting app, which is really cool. No complaints with the MMI system. I think the ergonomics of Audi's MMI system, as well as the control layout, is quite nice. I'm particularly happy with the 2 little scroll wheels that I have on the steering wheel. I found them extremely comfortable to use. One is for volume, and the other is for some menu navigation, which you can do in front of you in the virtual cockpit. It seems to work quite well, even though generally car manufacturers haven't as yet got it exactly right. Sometimes you'll find interesting or unusual changes or choices that they've made in terms of buttons and controls and knobs. For instance, in this Audi, you've got a jog dial which you can use to navigate the MMI system, but you've also got a little dial which is purely a volume control and a track control system, and you can also, of course, turn the music off with that, which is a little bit strange, but it all works. I'm happy with the choices that Audi has made for this range of cars with the tactile buttons and things like that. I'm not sure that's going to last. I hear that the new A8, the upcoming A8, has everything capacitive touch. I'm not looking forward to that. So that is a 32-hour video review of the Audi Q7 petrol. It's fast, yes. Comfortable, yes. Plush, yes. Gadget-filled, sort of. Seat 7, yes. Spacious, yes. Can you drift it around the corner? Quattro, so probably no. Can you go mud plugging in it? Quattro, so probably yes. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe, shit, shave, shower, in that order. Go.